64. Functions of the House of Commons. It exercises the main legislative power in Britain. Along with the two unelected elements of Parliament, the Crown and the House of Lords, the Commons has three main functions. To pass laws, to provide finances for the state by authorizing taxation, and to review and scrutinize public administration and government policy. The elaborate path followed by prospective legislation is described in institutional intricacies, the legislative process. 65. What is the important democratic function of the House of Commons? It provides a highly visible arena for policy debate and the partisan collision of political worldviews. The high stakes and the flash of rhetorical skills bring drama to the historic chambers, but one crucial element of drama is nearly always missing. The outcome is seldom in doubt. 66. House of Lords, types of Lords, party affiliation, powers, 99 reform. Types of Lords, nobles, heredity, Duke, Marquis, Earl, Viscount, or Baron, life peers, appointed by the Crown on the recommendation of the Prime Minister, and law lords, life peers, appointed to assist the Lords in its judicial duties, Archbishops of Canterbury and York and 2 senior bishops of the Church of England. Affiliation. Conservatives have a considerable edge, with just over one-half of peers. Labour runs a distant second at roughly one-sixth. One-third are crossbenchers, independents. Reform Act of 99, the Blair Govt. Appointed a royal commission on the reform of the House of Lords, the Wakeham Commission, and in the same year introduced legislation to remove the right of hereditary lords to speak and vote. 67. Recent backbencher rebellion and impact on party discipline. A backbench rebellion against the major Govt's EU policy took a toll on the prestige of the PM and weakened him considerably. Until the war in Iraq War was on the horizon, Blair seemed less likely to face a significant rebellion from Labour MPs, although divisions did occur relatively early in his premiership, for example, over social welfare policy and the treatment of trade unions. 68. Select committees and their impact on the civil service. Select committees help Parliament exert control over the executive by examining specific policies or aspects of administration. The most controversial are watchdog committees that monitor the conduct of major departments and ministries. Select committees hold hearings, take written and oral testimony, and question senior civil servants and ministers. They then issue reports that often include strong policy recommendations at odds with government policy. 69. Labour Party creation, supporters, evolution of ideology and impact on its relationship to trade unions. The Labour Party was launched by trade union representatives and socialist societies in the last decade of the 19th century and formally took its name in 1906. It took decades to be a contender for Govt. Its landslide 1945 victory promoted the party to major player status. At the same time, Labour began moderating its ideological appeal and broadening its electoral base by adopting the collectivist consensus, described in Section 1. In the 1950s and early 1960s, non-manual workers voted Conservatives 3 times more than they did Labour. More than 2/3 manual workers voted Labour. The party suffered from constitutional wrangling over the power of trade unions to determine party policy at annual conferences and disputes over how the leader would be selected. 70. Conservative Party, Tories creation, supporters, and internal arguments. The pragmatism, flexibility, and organizational capabilities has made the Conservative Party, which dates back to the 18th century, one of the most successful right parties in Europe. The Conservative Govt of Prime Minister Benjamin Disraeli served as a midwife to the birth of the modern welfare state in Britain. The creation of a long-lasting alliance between an upper-class leadership and a lower-class following made the Conservative Party a formidable player in British politics. During the post-war period, it has had electoral support from about 1/3 or more of the manual working class. Wrangling among the Conservatives over Europe has led to Thatcher's demise as leader and weakened Major throughout his years as Prime Minister. The bitter leadership contest that followed Major's resignation after the 1997 defeat only reinforced the impression of a party in turmoil. Subsequent rapid departures of party leaders after electoral defeat in 2001 as well as the forced resignation of a leader in 2003 lent an aura of failure and self-doubt to the Conservatives. 71. Liberal Democrats explained the reasons for their recent electoral gains. In 1981, the Social Democratic Party, SDP, formed out of a split within the Labour Party. In the 1983 election, the alliance and electoral arrangement of the Liberals and the SDP gained a quarter of the vote. The strength of the centrist parties in the mid-1980s led to expectations of a possible alliance-led government, which did not occur. After the Conservative victory in 1987, the Liberal Party and most of the SDP merged to form the Social and Liberal Democratic Party, now called the Liberal Democrats. Their success in the 2001 general election, the party increased its vote tally by nearly one-fifth and 152 seats, the most since 1929, positioned the party as a potentially powerful center-left critic of New Labour.